Are we starting?
What are we doing?
We're doing non-big two.
Okay.
Non-big two.
Non-big deuces.
Non-big two. You see, Marvel and DC are pretty much the biggest names in comics, but there's some other good books too. What's that?
There are like
They got us here.
Yeah, and I still love them both, but I mean, there's other books that are just as good. Some of them are better.
Bangers.
I would
Should we go around the? Should we try going around the table and everyone drop some bangers that are non?
Valiant Comics. They have some of the biggest names in comics. They have Matt King, Jeff Lemire, and one of the best comics I'm reading right now is Bloodshot Reborn.
That's the best place to start when it comes to Bloodshot.
You can. It's amazing, and it was exactly what I wanted from like a Wolverine book. And then they said Jeff Lemire is going to be on Wolverine, so I'm like, all right, fuck it. But I think that's one of the strongest books I'm reading right now.
I love the art, dude.
Clayman's doing the art, right?
No, he does something else.
No.
Oh, he's doing Ninja.
Yeah.
I know.
Not into Ninjak.
They had a Book of Death Bloodshot, and that was a one shot which showed Bloodshot from
flashbacks. Never.
They were
Sexy.
and they show his life from like the present day all the way into the future, thousands of years in the future, and that was just a great one shot. I think Doug Braywith did the art for that one, and it was just really good.
Dude, can I say go back to fucking Bloodshot? I was like Bloodsport. That's my shit too.
CBD.
Yeah, I was a Bloodshot. Dude, Bloodsquirt. Excellent character.
Oh yeah.
Everything that's going on with all those, he's just the fucking like almost like split personalities he's got going on that he sees and it's like influencing him.
Yeah,
it's really fucking cool.
It's awesome. And like the Bloodsquirt, at least not the most recent issue, but before that, it was all drawn by Jeff Lemire. The Bloodsquirt, yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what? It does remind me of his artist from shit like Sweet Tooth and stuff like that.
I don't know if I'm having a stroke, but I just heard
more than likely.
You say Bloodsquirt?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a character in the book.
Yeah, it is.
It's a little cartoon version of Bloodshot that talks to him.
But it tells him to kill people.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not a tag on Pornhub.
No, I was like,
which is gonna.
I'm always looking for new porn. That's weird.
Very exquisite kind of porn.
It's hard for me to come. You know what I mean?
Sack, do you have anything else you want to drop?
I mean, Valiant's got a bunch of great books even besides Bloodshot. They had a recent miniseries which was co-written by Jeff Lemire and Matt King, which was called The Valiant, which was with art by Paulo Rivera.
Nice.
Which is a beautiful 4 issues.
I heard about that.
But Paulo Rivera. Almost all of Valiant's books are good. You got Ninjak by Matt King, which is great. Unity. Ivar, the Time Walker.
Yeah.
I started that.
No,
I kind of like 2 issues in.
Well, you don't like Doctor Who, and has a very Doctor Who feel.
Yeah, and I fucking hate Doctor Who.
So I can imagine.
Fight me, idiots! Fight me, fucking idiots! You fucking nerds!
I don't know if we talked about it here, but
what's wrong with you? Like a child.
He's turning his back.
He's fixing
Your
himself.
fuck what?
No, there's a book for everybody in Valiant.
Yeah,
there's like
true,
if you like action, if you like comedy, if you like supernatural shit.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, if you like that, there's something for you. There's something for everybody with.
Shut up,
He's a maricon.
fucking puto.
Puta.
All right, now
watches like Antiques Roadshow or something.
Antiques Roadshow? Put on your foam green female sunglasses, all right? Stop talking. I got the mic right now, mama. A banger right now. Nailbiter.
Yeah.
Nailbiter is probably one of my favorite books going right now.
It's a good one. You should read it.
You haven't read anything.
No, he's been catching up.
He read Feature.
I've been catching up with the big two. That's the thing. I've been
fucked up.
I've been neglecting.
That's what this is for.
Like Descender, which is
great.
Amazing, but I'm so not caught up with Descender.
Yeah.
But that is one of the most beautiful looking books.
Yeah, definitely. But you need to read Nailbiter because it's pretty much a story about a town where a bunch of serial killers come from there. And they're trying to figure out certain murders that are happening now in the town.
They get a serial killer to like be their Hannibal Lecter, and he's the nail biter who like chops his victims' nails.
Like 12 or something.
I know that they have at least like 2 or 3 trades out already.
I think the third trade.
Bendis is an issue.
Yeah.
Actual Brian Michael Bendis is a character in an issue.
No.
Yeah.
One of his students is the guy who writes Birthright.
I didn't know.
Was writing Williams.
It's fantastic book.
I think it's
Williamson,
yeah.
Fantastic book, and Brian Michael Bendis is in there, and he gets scared by the dude, the nail-biter guy, who's actually a huge Brian Michael Bendis fan, and is trying to get him to sign some of his books. And it's really fucking good. Kev?
I think I'm going to talk about IDW. Because they have so many bangers. Ninja Turtles, Star Trek crossover with Green Lantern.
Kevin's feeling all my access.
I was actually going to talk about Godzilla in Hell, though. Has anyone heard that? It's ridiculous. I saw the cover.
What comic?
Godzilla in Hell. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's just Godzilla in hell, just fucking shit up in hell.
Yeah, it's
the
like
art is amazing. The story, it's Godzilla, so you're not gonna find any Shakespeare fucking dialogue or anything like that. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. IDW, just another bang. All their like pre-licensed. Isn't it all pre-licensed?
For the most part.
I don't know if that's something great to hear, but Judge Dredd at IDW, fucking great.
Since he highlighted IDW, and I was actually going to talk about Turtles for a minute because Derek's not here, and Derek hasn't been here for like 2 years. But we do miss you, buddy. Turtles has been a non-stop, like, fantastic book from start to finish.
Fact.
The tie-ins are generally all awesome as long as they stay within the Turtles like universe. And they're coming up on issue 50. I don't know if 50 will be out by the time this episode is. It might, because I haven't checked at their release schedule. And if it's out, I'm pretty sure we all cried at it already, because there's no way that's going to end well for anybody.
We cry every night.
Yeah. But yeah, they did this like crazy. They followed up City Ball with this even crazier story with like Krang versus Shredder, and then Donatello gets like this fake out death, and now it's like this like one-on-one battle for honor between like the Turtles and Shredder, the Turtles and Splinter against like Shredder and his mutants.
Yeah. Awesome.
So good.
So good. Best turtle thing like in ever.
Ever.
Like, yeah. Best comic ever. Turtles.
I think
better than the first live action movie.
But the Turtles kept having
that's high praise.
Where it was like separate things, separate series, right?
Yeah.
They had this one called it was like all about the Foot Clan, the origin.
The history of
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Fire.
When they show Shredder like looking over the city and he's covered in slime and he's naked, give that to me every day of my life.
Covered in slime.
No, I want to be the guy looking at him.
I want to be covered in
What Tony just said about
Give the mic, Scott. The mic in your face.
Tony was saying about Turtles, about like the recent comic book being a little better than like the original story. I was just
a lot better.
Talking to my brother about that yesterday. I love the original story, the original comics, the whole with the red bandanas and but like the new ones right now were like
Next level.
Like I read the first comic books that came with Kevin Eastman and stuff, and like I was this is cool. But I read this new run and like. I actually had like I was tearing up with the shit like
it's emotional.
Yeah, it's like
dude.
Like
it's
from like
shit.
beginning like we talked about it before, but like at the beginning when they're looking for Raph and when they finally find him and the reason why they're all rocking red bandanas, I was like, oh, I was telling my brother yesterday and I started like, oh man, it's real, man.
Yo,
like,
but their origin though, like they're reincarnated. Oh
it took me a while to get into that.
That
But
hurt.
once I did,
That
it was serious.
The new origin is I don't understand why the movies haven't just taken the comic book.
Because they don't give a
Dude, Leo talking to his mom and shit, like in the whole.
And Shredder decapitating 4 young kids. He's like, and Splinter's like, when we meet again, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Fuck you up.
So, the next comic company I want to talk about is Archie. Something I guess we don't talk about enough, but I'm not going to talk about Archie, even though Archie #1 that we read recently was great. I don't even know if #2 came out.
Yeah, it's out.
it was really good.
It was really good. Well, I'll catch up on that. But really, the comic I want to talk about right now is Mega Man. The Mega Man.
Nice. I actually love the first trade.
Yeah. Well, if you keep reading, it's all bangers from there. And if you get up to the crossover with Sonic, the first crossover, there's another crossover going on right now. But the first crossover with Sonic is one of the best things I've ever read. If you read, if you like the Mega Man games, it pays homage to the original series of Mega Man, and I know eventually it gets into the X series, which is awesome because that is the game with the banger storyline.
What I dug about, I think I read the first 2 trades. I'm not sure. But I know the first one is straight up Mega Man 1.
Yeah, it's Mega Man 1.
And then the second story is kind of like a fill-in story, sort of.
Yeah.
And then that leads right into Mega Man 2. And that's where I stopped, and I was like, fuck, I need to finish this. Because that was so dope. And I did not expect them to, like, introduce, like, bass and trebles, like bass and trebles, so quickly, and I was like, whoa, okay. I was like, this has no right to be this good for Mega Man.
But it's really good, and the best part about it is clearly it's written for kids. You know, like, well, it's written for everybody, but kids, you know, they want kids to be able to buy this comic, even the way it's drawn, everything. But like, if you're an adult, you could enjoy it just as much. And I really have to stress to read the first crossover because it's probably like one of the best crossover events ever.
Yeah, Sonic
too, right?
Yeah. They do so much like attention to detail for Sonic and Mega Man. Like they pair up Dr. Wily and Dr. Eggman. They're working together. Mega Man has to they turn all of Sonic's friends into like robot masters, and Mega Man gets their powers when he fights.
So he gets like Tails powers.
Yeah, and like Knuckles' powers and Shadow's powers. And then at the end, Mega Man and Sonic have to fight Bass and Mecha Sonic, and it's like 2-on-2. It's just I can't stress how if you love Mega Man and Sonic, you're gonna be fucking coming left and right.
And I know like the Sonic comic on Archie has been going on forever, and I know it's not as great, but like I know the Sonic portion of the crossovers were all great. Everything was great in that crossover, and they're doing it again. And I think
it led into like an event called Sonic Genesis, where like he had to relive the first Sonic game.
Oh, they reboot his whole universe.
Yeah. I think that was what led into it, the crossover.
And I think the current crossover right now is like Capcom characters, right?
Capcom and Sega characters like Knights, Ryu, fucking
Knights.
Thank you. Ryu, Knights, fucking. There's another. Oh, Billy Hatcher is in that fucking
Jesus
thing.
fucking
Does Resident Evil show up at all or no?
I don't think so. I think it's like mainly the fighting game characters from Capcom.
Alright.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah, that's all I got to say too.
Archie's good besides that, though.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
I mean,
of course.
Afterlife with Archie, the Archie
Yeah, no
book.
mic on you right now.
I am loud.
He's got that mic.
Afterlife with Archie, regular Archie,
Sabrina,
Sabrina, the
Archie
Twist
Predator?
with Darts, something.
Yeah.
I forget what the Sabrina book is called, but it's like H.P. Lovecraft meets Sabrina. It's like they're really fucking good books for no reason.
One book right now that's a banger. Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
Yo, I've been seeing that. And I've been wanting like.
It's fun.
It picks up directly from where that monster is attached to the truck. Then the monster becomes attached to the person that kills the person that killed his last master, which was Lo Pan. So he becomes best friends with Jack. Yeah,
And he's like wearing the hat.
yeah, he becomes best friends with him, and then like.
It's like a big ugly dog.
Yeah, and then he kind of like he has to go to another master, and he's like, "Come on, man! Like we were friends." Like, and then it's like this other wizard, and then like I guess they resurrect Lo Pan, and then just it fucking hits the fan when there's the arc where the elements come back, and it's like rain and thunder and lightning. It's so good.
Is this IDW?
Yeah.
No, this one's Boom.
Isn't it?
It's Boom.
It's Boom.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
Boom.
it's Boom.
I
Yeah.
have the first 4, I think.
The covers are all really awesome. The inside art is like meh, but it's
It's cartoony, but the
fine.
characterization is the guy Eric Powell's got the characterization.
Yep.
It's like
Oh,
perfect.
absolutely. Yeah, it
Down
feels like
pat.
it.
The writer changed like in the last like 3 issues ago. The writer changed, and it's not as good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's still good. It's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
fun, but it's not as fun as it was.
That book. That's my pick.
That's your pick.
Watch that. Indeed.
All right, and that's it, I guess. Nobody else is here.
Lugo, no.
Can I have a mic?
Don't cry, Lugo.
Thank you.
Lugo's just gonna talk about
This is Jose DeQuan Lugo, and there's a picture of me right here, and I'm gonna talk about. Actually, I'm gonna talk about some throwback comic books that I used to read that are definitely not from the big two. I don't even know. I'm pretty sure the one I'm gonna mention is the company's still not even around. I don't know if somebody else bought them, but you all remember CrossGen?
Yeah.
Marvel
Okay.
bought 'em.
Marvel bought them?
Well, no, Disney bought them, and then they let Marvel publish
All right.
them.
There was a whole bunch of bangers that I used to read from back in the day, like Way of the Rat, and there was another one, my favorite one, The Path. That comic book was so good, and it had like beginning and it had an ending, and it was fucking beautiful. The art was beautiful. It was about samurais. It was basically like this fucking dude who had like the sigil on his back. and he could like control people. It was like Preacher a little bit. Like he could like tell people like what to do when they had to like you know, basically like just do it or whatever. But it was how you call it, like the art was fucking amazing when they showed like just epic ass wars, and like it was just crazy.
Epic ass whores.
Well, is there such a thing?
He knows a few.
So alright.
And another one that I used to read back in the day, I don't know if you guys read it, Warlands. No? Nobody?
I know Horlands, but
That was a fancy book with the like.
It was kind of like anime.
Yeah. They did a cop before. What was the name of that artist?
Dark something. It's Pat Lee.
Pat Lee.
Yes. Yeah, I did. I read that.
That's so fucking epic. It's crazy. Like if you like love like Lord of the Rings, or if you ever watched the anime Record of Lotus War, that shit is.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that shit was fucking awesome. That I recommend everybody to read it, especially The Path. It's like I think like 10 issues, but they were fucking beautiful. They were fucking fire. And read that shit. Yeah. Read it, nigga.
Crossgen was really
Read
good.
a book.
Yeah, read a
book,
nigga.
What was it? Sojourn was like. That's the first time I saw Greg Land's art.
Yeah,
I think.
Sojourn was one of them. There was Sigil.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of good fucking books from there. Mystic.
Yeah.
It was so good.
That was Jim Show. A bunch of big artists were on Crossgen.
The Negation War.
Fucking awesome.
That was
and they ended like 2 issues.
No, yeah, that was the whole thing. Like the build up was like this is a how you call it, connected universe, and at the end they all have this sigil, and they're all gonna meet, and then they started, and then we ran out of money. That sucked. But it was a great company while it was up.
The head writer of that book, like I forget, it was
Tony Bedard.
I like tweeted him or something, or like whatever it was in a message board, and I asked him what was going to happen, and he told me. But I don't know if he was joking or not. But he told me what was going to happen. It was like fucking.
Well, for Negation War?
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to depower the main bad guy, and then like one of the leads was just going to hit him with a toilet.
Because they didn't get to finish it?
Yeah.
I hate when that happens. That happened to this other book that I was reading.
The whole company went under.
That happened to me with Orkstein.
What the fuck?
You guys never heard of Orkstein?
Oh, you told me about this, Rowan.
Yeah, it's a book about orcs, and there's one orc called One Eye who he has the ability to any kind of treasure, any kind of thing. He knows how to unlock it. So the king of the orcs wants to use that ability, but he is just a lazy orc who likes to hang around and bang nymphs. So they bang nymphs,
Sounds like my life.
and they smoke this weird, like, crazy tobacco, and they cut each other's dicks off and chop them up into like coins.
And you dreamt this.
And orc dick is currency. So they just like, oh, let me buy that one. Get some orc dick chips.
Don't believe you,
dude. You just made a book make like Berserk sound like a normal Captain America book.
Yeah. So this book is just like, you never get this perspective of orcs. Orcs are always painted as just these dumb, fucking corrupted elves or whatever the hell they are. Fucking
but they're smart enough to pinch it with their dicks.
Yeah. But in these books,
I'm gonna cut my dick like a salchicha.
They bang nymphs, they smoke, and they drink this crab drink. Out of like crab anuses.
They sound very advanced.
This is the longest episode we've ever done.
And they use dick. Orc dick as currency. So the orc king, big dude with this huge beard,
big dick.
he wants.
He has to. You keep cutting it off.
I'm gonna find pictures of this, by the way, guys.
He wants.
Orc dick.
He wants One Eye to find this this crazy fucking gold that he wants to, One Eye to find, but One Eye. There's a prophecy that One Eye is gonna become the Orc King, but he's just a lazy ass fucking orc. He just likes to, he likes to chill and not get his dick cut off because he has not gotten his dick cut off.
It's actually a thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's an image book.
Yeah, it got canceled after issue 7.
I don't see why. Too much orc dick.
Yeah,
I thought you were.
Or not enough.
Nah, man.
All right, guys, that wraps it up for this episode. If you've noticed, this episode has been mostly all images, or maybe perhaps all images, mainly just because we've suffered some technical difficulties. When you guys see us next, hopefully we have everything in order.
You can see us,
and you can see us.
Hopefully, you'll see pictures of an orc dick chip.
I mean, you'll see what I can find and can put it up
Well,
on
I'll
YouTube.
send them to you.
I'm sure you will.
They got a lot of
Alright,
stuff.
but with that, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Thank Geekade for hosting our stuff.
Thank you, Geekade.
the B2B guys for coming out, bringing Kevin as well, because you guys always make our stuff like extra special with Orc Dick. Alright, so we'll see you guys next week.
Later.
Bye.